Hi friends, it's Becky, and I had a huge surprise in my mailbox today because I didn't even get a shipping notification for this. They've shifted a lot of our accounts over to a new website and to a new subscription service, and that's probably why I didn't get the shipping notification because they may just be working out some bugs and it's kind of mid the move over and stuff for them, but it was a very happy surprise for me to find my Bargain Bead Box for July 2025 in my mailbox today. So I'm so excited to open it up and organize it into these 15 grid organizers and just show you all of the beads that are in there. So Bargain Bead Box is a bead subscription. It is one of the most popular bead subscriptions out there for a very good reason. It's because it has chock full of really fantastic, beautifully curated check glass beads, gemstone beads, really great findings. They're all curated to a theme, and it's just one of the best value for money bead boxes that is out there. Subscribers to this bead box also get a 30% off coupon every month that they can use for the sister store Bead Box Bargains, which is honestly, it is my downfall. I'm constantly like, oh, I need this, I need this, I need this when I'm shopping there. Because it's just really, really good deals. Again, on gemstones, check glass, findings, all sorts of things. They have very, very good competitive prices. And then you add the 30% off coupon, and it's just a no-brainer as far as purchasing goes. So without further ado, and also if you do not want to see spoilers, now's the time to exit this video. Hit save to watch later though, so you can come back and see how I organize it when you get your box. But if you want to see what's in it, keep watching, because let's go. So, you may have seen the preview video that Lauren showed us on the Bead Box Bargains YouTube channel, where she showed us like the design idea behind it. It is Ice Cream Shoppe. Ye oldie schooly Ice Cream Shoppe. So icy frosty gems, cherry pink quartz, and mint green kiwi jasper combined cone-shaped caps for lots of fun ice cream design options. We love the cool, refreshing color palette, the red crystal rounds, and the cherry up top, agate, peace jade, and rose quartz gemstones, silver tone findings, and 3 extra bonus items. So on the other side of this fold is that 30% off coupon. So I'm going to unfold it away from the camera so that we can take a look at all of these items. They do a really good job, and they make a point of letting you know the metal content for a lot of these findings. So if you have metal allergies, you know, for instance, that some of these things, like these bead caps, would be safe for you to wear, but maybe not so much this pendant. And it's one of the reasons that I really appreciate this, because they put a lot of work into making sure and finding out about these things before they send us to us. So we get the whole list of all of these. It has an estimated retail value of $85.79, and we got the whole thing for less than $25. All right, let's take a look at what we've got. I see some pinks and reds and fantastic. You know what? I am super into ice cream right now. I just got some mint chocolate chip, which the kiwi jasper is supposed to be representing. There's our cherries on top. Now these are numbered. But I might be going out of order because I like to start with like some of the larger beads first and then go to smaller beads when I'm organizing and sorting. And it looks like we've got some, are they resin? They are. Some resin pendants. Isn't that cute? That's super adorable. I can't wait to make earrings with that. I may make some earrings at the end of this unboxing. We'll see how I'm feeling. I might be feeling sassy about that. I love rose quartz. We've got a ton of findings in here. Look at this spoon. Isn't that sweet? This is such a great box. Ooh, I love this. That is so minty. Minty fresh. Crackle agate. We've got some head pins. I love getting findings in our bags. Little cherries. They are not truck nuts, guys. These are fun. These are bale beads. I'll show you how to use those in a minute. And this is our pendant. Love that. I love rose quartz pendants. And there's like a ton of bead caps, but they're not necessarily like bead caps. A lot of them are like cone-shaped bead caps. Oh, how cool is this? That is amazing. I love how many different colors and swirls there are in there. And then we've got some chain and some of these. This is going to be a whole thing. All right, now I do like to organize my bead subscriptions in this box because if I keep it in the bag or box that it comes in, I will forget about it. And I like to be able to work from it. So if I can see it all together, it makes it easier for me to get some design inspiration, to be able to do all of that information and see everything, just to see the beads all together. It also makes it easier for me to store it, because when it's in a bag like this, they'll slip around. They don't stack nicely, but these do, and you can stack them like a shelf, or you can stack them on top of each other, one or the other. It's fun. All right, so I'm going to start with, I don't know if we start with the matte cherry pink quartz. It is dyed this color, and it's 15 inches of 8mm beads. I'm going to grab my ladybug dish. And this is definitely strawberry ice cream. I love that. This gives you a different vibe than you get with rose quartz. And let me see, probably with a 15 inch strand, there's probably way too many of these 8mm beads to fit in one section. And I'm probably going to have to lower the divider in order to get all of these to fit. Yep, still have more. So let's go pull this divider out. Get these guys in here. There are a ton of beads in this box. I'm hoping my 15 grit is going to be big enough for this. I am so excited about this. All right, and then we've got our kiwi jasper. These are also 8mm and another 15-inch strand. This kiwi jasper is like, it's really, really light. Almost minty green on this. It's not as minty green, say, as this is, but it's still cool tones, like cool, almost blue tones. And since this is another 8mm 15-inch strand, I'm going to go ahead and lower that section before I even start unloading these guys into here. And chocolate chip. All right, then we've got a smaller strand but larger bead size, and these are firecrackle agate. They're dyed and heated semi-matte beads. This is a 7-inch strand, and these are 10mm in size. That is definitely like caramel swirls, orange and strawberry sherbet. Let's get these guys all in here. I love these. These are just gorgeous beads. And it looks like they don't quite all fit here. So I'm just going to put a couple of these here in the next section with the neighbors. There we go. Because I do need to have room for everybody in here. And we've got 6mm piece jade. This is quartz and serpentine, and another 15-inch strand. And let's get this light olive green color with some purpley swirls as well. I love the pastels. This is definitely sweets. This is another 6mm bead. They're crackle glass round beads, 15-inch strand, and this is frosted mint as the color. So these ones are glass, not gemstone. Now I've just about got all of the gemstone stuff and the beads out here. We have these English cut rose quartz beads. They're 8mm in size, and there's a 7.5-inch strand. I'm going to remove this bright pink thread that this is strung on, so we can take a look at the actual color of these beads. Sometimes the bright pink just washes out the color of the beads a little bit. See, it's very, very light. Beautiful rose quartz color. And these are cherry on tops. This is cherry red 4mm faceted rounds. There's 12-inch strand. And I am going to give this a little wiggle because I love the sparkle on faceted crystal beads. I am so pleased that these crystal beads are not on that wire stringing material, but on a just regular plastic strand. I love that. That means that I don't have to be as careful not to poke myself when I'm unstringing it as I do with the wire. In fact, there hasn't been any wire on any of our stranded selections in this entire box. I love that. If you are new to my channel, it's something that I usually have to stop and be a little bit slow about doing that during the unboxings. It doesn't happen for every single bead, but sometimes the crystal stuff comes on a very fine wire instead of plastic, and when it pokes you, it pokes you. And many of my viewers agree with me that it is the worst. So, Wire Haters Anonymous right here. Look at all those beads. We haven't even gotten to all of these findings yet, my friends. This is a delight. This is absolutely a delight. Let's take a look at our little flower, scoop flower beads. They are pink ombre, and this is a 12 by 8mm size. These are glass beads. And they are like that. They are super cute. Oh my gosh, yes. I think I know what I want to make. I'm gonna make an ice cream scoop earring, which is the whole reason why we did. She got these for us. All right. So there's so many extras in here too. Definitely have these. I am not sure that these will fit in my... Well, that one fits over there. Maybe they will fit in here. Ooh, I think so. Well, let's take a closer look at these resin popsicles. Looks like there is a right and a wrong side to them. That's fine. Just making sure that we can still close these things. And this is also a very large pendant. It is the rose quartz and brass pendant. It is 50 by 28mm in size. Here's the front, and there's the back, and it's got a pinch bail on it. Well, not a pinch bail, it overlaps there. You can take that bail off if you'd like to be able to string it any other way. It looks like this also is a little bit big for my box. Yeah. Maybe we will keep these out separate, and I'll put this one in here. All right, I think that'll work. Oof, these two. They will have extras. They usually list extras for these boxes after everyone has gotten theirs, and then they wait a little while to make sure that nothing gets lost in the mail. All right, let's take a look at these. They're so cute. These two-piece enameled ice cream cone charms. It's in this matte silver color. These are absolutely adorable. I love them. Do we have any more charms? Oh yes, the cherries. Pendants and charms is what I'm looking at right now. So it's a single 16 by 9.5 platinum plated blast cherry charm, or brass cherry charm, and hold on, because I just want to check this. The brass cherry charm is platinum plated, but it does not say whether it is lead-free, nickel-free, or cadmium-free on that. This is it right there on that side, and then we turn it over, and there's a little leaf showing there. These are super cute. All right, looks like the rest. Oh, spoon charm. Stainless steel spoon pendant, and the stainless steel pendant is hypoallergenic, so it is nickel free. How cute is that? And again, with these bails, you can remove them, so you don't have to use the bail that comes with it. You can just use the little loop that the bail is attached to in your design if you didn't want to use that. All right, let's take a look. We've got our brass ball head pins right here. They're 22 gauge. This is a bonus item. These are great. We've got 30 of these. They are very useful when doing some earrings or making dangles with some beads. I'm just pulling a couple of these out to make some earrings at the end of this. I'm going to do some simple earrings after we're done unboxing. Shouldn't take us very long. Let me see. Extra items. Is this listed in our extra items? Okay, also these were bonus items. The head pins aren't listed on here except in the bonus items, so it doesn't say whether they are nickel free or not. These two bails were the other bonus items, these ones and those. They are useful when you're doing like a charm bracelet or something, because you can string this along and then attach a charm to it. They have a very wide tube, so you could string this on leather or some macrame cord or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and stick the bails there. And let me grab some of these connectors. All right, so we've got these chandelier findings. They are connectors. How cute are these? Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Now these are nickel free, and they are 15 by 3 millimeters in size. It looks like they are the same front and back on all of these. They are so fancy. Fancy. So I'm going to stick them over here. And then I've also got 4 sets of ornate round toggle clasps. They are also lead-free, nickel-free, and cadmium-free. And they are the same on both sides there. And then this is what the toggle looks like on that side. Make sure that these will go through. Yes, there is enough clearance for them to go through. I like that. All right, these guys are going to go in here because sometimes you've got to roommate situation some of these things. And now bead caps. So as I said, there are some regular bead caps, and then there are these coney kind of bead caps. You've got 10 grams of 8.5 by 11 millimeter cone bead caps in this size. And one of the reasons that she included these is because then you can put that on one of these, add a bead into it, like that maybe, add one of those on top with a cherry, and have yourself a little ice cream cone. And this is probably what I'm going to be making my my little earrings with in a minute after we do that, but I'm going to definitely be using these bead caps. They are nickel free. All right, let's get those bead caps there. And then we've got some more. We've got these cone bead caps. These ones are lead free and cadmium free. They're not nickel free, but they are sort of shorter cones. They do not have the small hole on the bottom that these do. So when you're using your head pins, you're going to want a bead, like maybe a small bead or something here at the bottom to stop it from going through, or one of these spacers, possibly. So the tall cones, those are nickel free, the other ones are not. All right, now we've got some swirly bead caps. Oh, Ellen, it's okay. These are not nickel free. There are 20 of them, and they are 8 millimeters in size. And then these ones are flower bead caps. They are 6 millimeters. They are nickel free. They have this curvy part to them. And then we've got some rhinestone spacer beads. They're 8 millimeters in size. They're crystal AB. It's number 19. Check the list here. And it doesn't say whether the metal on these is or not, but look at those crystals. All right, so spacers are going to go, maybe these connectors can go in here. And I can put spacers over here. All right, I feel good about that. And then we've got some more spacers. These are ball spacers. And there are 100 of them. They are 3.2 millimeter. They are lead-free and nickel-free. And I'm going to leave them in their bag because then they'll be a little easier to get out and work with, and I can fit them into one of these sections like that. I'm going to do the same with this curb chain. It is 4x3 stainless steel curb chain, and we get 1 meter of this. Curb chain is one of the more versatile curb chains out there. I really like using sections of it for like extender chains or something like that. All right, so there we have these guys out here so you can still see them. The Ice Cream Shoppe Bargain Bead Box for July 2025. All right, let's make this earring real quick. Let's make a second pair too, or a second one so that you have a pair. So again, see the ball pin, the ball head is small, so it fits at the bottom of that one. These other ones, it's not going to fit in. So you would need to have something else there to keep it from sliding through. But these work great. And let me just grab another one of these. Strawberry ice cream. I have strawberry ice cream in my freezer right now. In fact, with a little fun melty scoop on top. And a little cherry. How much fun is this? All right, now I need some tools. I'm going to grab some round nose pliers, some chain nose pliers, and flush cutters. Oh, those are two chain nose pliers. One is long and the other one's not. Where are my round nose pliers? I know you're around here somewhere. There we go. All right, so let's make a loop up here on the top of this head pin. I've got my round nose pliers here and about 1/4 of the way away from the point. I'm going to just bend the wire back using the pliers, and then using my finger, I'm going to bend it over the top of the pliers, rotate this around, and push that wire around there. Now there's not a ton of leverage for me to use just my finger for that, so I'm going to grab a second set of pliers and wind this around the top. Oh no! I think I might need to put something between to fill in that space on there. Let's see. What is something that's going to be unobtrusive? I don't want to use the red bead for that. And I don't really have any tiny, tiny beads. So why don't I grab something from my stash, like one of these 11-0 seed beads in kind of a Ceylon kind of a color. I just had this next to my desk. Kind of a pearly off-white color. This should bulk up the size of that there with that seed bead. There we go. Yep, that's not going to come through. Perfect. Ooh. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear over there. My dog is trying to tell me that I'm taking way too long with y'all, but it's okay. Let's make our loop here. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Wrap, wrap, wrap. Sometimes it's more awkward for me to use a set of pliers to wrap than it is with my fingers. And that's why I usually use fingers, but I'm gonna get this, I promise. There we go. got a little end of wire sticking out. So I'm going to grab my flush cutters and just cut that off. There we go. Now I can attach an ear wire to that, but before I do that, I'm going to do my second one and remember to add my 11/0 here on the bottom. So it's unobtrusive. It's not going to ruin the look to have just that little bead right there at the bottom. This was such a fun theme. I absolutely love it. I think this was so well thought out. And I am having a lot of fun with this. Oh. Oh. If you have a 2mm bead, something like that, maybe a 2mm gemstone in your stash, you can use that instead of a seed bead. I realize that not everybody has seed beads in their stash. But sometimes just having a smaller bead will do that for you. Whoop. And while I'm thinking about it, let's just see if the, because I've mentioned using these instead for, especially these larger ones, let's see if that'll stopper it. I'm just curious, because we did get these in here, but they also have a fairly big hole. Let's just see if the, because I'm curious, yes, that will also stop it. So you don't have to use these, you can always use these, and that stopped up this one. There we go. So that works just fine for this one. Oh. So you got those. You know what? We could just sit here all day and have fun making all sorts of sweet treats. But I do have some other things I need to get to today. We might just do an earrings video because I love doing multiple earrings all at once. And we've got so many different options for earrings. In fact, you know what? Let's just go ahead and make that second earring here. And that way these guys won't have to be in there with their roommates anymore, or their neighbors. They can have their own little spot. Since I'm doing earrings, I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to do a second set of earrings with the cone situation here. This was such a fun plan. Alright, so we've got our little spacer on top of the head pin, and then the head pin goes through the cone, and then we've got our bead on top. And now let's make a wrapped loop. I'm not doing a cherry on top of this one. It's just going to be like that. That's just Ellen in the background, guys. She likes to talk to me. She doesn't bark. She's not a barking dog. But she does little whines. Just little whines. Oh, yeah. There are so many different combinations that you can use for these beads to really make your little ice cream cones your own. And this is really fun. Alright, so all I need now are some ear wires, and I have some earrings. I don't have an ear wire handy. right now. Well, I might have one. I usually make my own, and I use most of the ones that I make, so I've got to go and make some for the rest of these earrings. There we go. There's that one, and then we'd have some like this. How fun are these? You know what, you could make these as dangles and use the tube bails and have it be part of a bracelet to have some ice cream cones hanging from there. That would be super cute. Anyway, I will leave a link in the description to Bargain Bead Box. They did just switch over to a new subscription site, so we'll link you directly to it. I don't have my affiliate link on the new site yet, but I do have a coupon code that is valid over there that you can use for a couple dollars off of your first month's subscription if you wanted to use that. It'll also give you a few dollars off of your first purchase from Beadbox Bargains if you wanted to make a purchase there. Until next time, my friends, happy beading.